Hi guys, welcome to another supplement facts brought to you by Supplements.co.nz. My name is Jason, and tonight we've got Cliff Harvey here from Nuzest, which is awesome. Thank you, Cliff, for spending some of your valuable time with us.
Got it right that time.
Yeah, damn straight. We didn't miss. We missed in the last handshake. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about definitely one of the hottest products at the moment, clean and lean protein. And so I'm just going to flick it open to you. Let's give me a quick rundown for everybody out there. What is clean and lean protein? What's it all about?
Okay, so in a nutshell, clean and lean protein is a pea protein isolate. So it's 100% vegan, high quality protein powder. Also good quality protein supplement.
Now, like pea isolate, that might scare a few people out there. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of like red-blooded men out there beating their chest going, what, pea protein?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not masculine, that's not muscle building. So what's the difference between pea isolate and something that people are more common is whey protein? So what's the difference?
Oh dude, we were talking before about how I used to have shops way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at the time, this is going back nearly 20 years ago, there were all these new products coming out, you know, the new rice proteins and pea protein stuff, and they tasted terrible.
Yeah.
And they were pretty bad products, really, you know.
Yeah, I'll vouch for that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty gross back in the day. But over the last sort of 20 years, the technology has changed a lot. There's better processing, there's better methods for growing, all sorts of things. Basically, from plant to tub, it's all better now if you're getting the high quality stuff.
Yeah.
And so basically, in terms of protein content, there's almost no difference between a high quality whey isolate and a pea protein isolate.
Cool.
They're both, you know, up to sort of 90% protein. In fact, pea protein isolate is slightly higher in protein than whey.
Cool.
In terms of absorption, digestion, pretty much the same as well.
Sure.
And in terms of the functional properties, there's been some really good studies done in the last couple of years showing that you will build muscle and retain muscle equally as well with pea protein as you will with whey.
Mm-hmm.
So basically there's no difference in terms of any of the functional stuff. What people do notice though is that there's a lot of people out there who have, even if it's quite minor, they've got a bit of a problem with the dairy proteins.
Mm-hmm.
And so you might feel like you get a little bit bloated, or maybe you hold a little bit of water or you get a bit of inflammation or whatever it is. That basically shows maybe that you've got a bit of an allergy or intolerance to the dairy proteins. And whey can actually give that as well. A lot of people think it's just casein, the other dairy protein, but whey can do that. So if that is the case, then you know, pea protein is going to be the absolute best option. It's going to be as good as whey anyway.
Cool.
But yeah, if you have any issues with it, basically that's the one to use. What we're finding now is a lot of guys and gals pre-com, they're, you know, into bodybuilding, fitness, that kind of stuff. They're starting to use the pea before comp because they feel like it gives them less bloating, less water retention.
Yeah, that's definitely important when you're like wanting to get shredded for comp or photo shoot or anything like that. You know what I mean? You want to minimize that water retention.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think like a common question that we get is about the amino acid profile. You know what I mean? So like in regards to whey protein, is it the same? Is it like or similar, or doesn't matter, or what would you like to say to everyone out there?
Yeah, so any protein is slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And with a pea protein isolate, it is a complete protein. So you're getting all the essential amino acids, you're getting good levels of leucine, which is that key sort of trigger amino for building muscle.
Yeah. Really
good levels of glutamine. And so basically, on paper, it's a really good quality protein. You're getting everything that you require.
Cool.
And if we go back to those studies where they've looked at the outcomes, if you're getting as good or better outcomes from it as well in terms of being able to build muscle, it shows that the body's using it just great. And that's particularly, yeah, definitely. And that's particularly true if you're not getting the bloat and things like that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's really important to get across is that complete. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, you know, there are those myths that that pea isn't a complete protein. So, you know, once and for all, you know, let's wrap that up and that this is a complete protein. And also the science behind it, like on the outcomes, like Cliff was saying, is you're getting like as good as or better. You know what I mean? Than whey. And so another thing on here, alkaline. So what does alkaline mean? Yeah,
so I mean that's one of the things that I kind of think I'm neither here nor there about, to be honest, the alkaline thing. I think if people are eating a good diet, their body buffers just great.
Mm-hmm.
There is some discussion around whether if you have more alkaline foods in your diet, it makes it a little bit easier for the body.
Yeah.
I think more so the really positive points about something like clean lean protein is that you're not getting any of those digestive disturbances or anything like that.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we notice, and this is particularly true when we take the product up to the States, people look at the ingredients list and they look at it and it's like 3 ingredients.
Yeah,
and
they're like,
no way.
Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, exactly. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And they try it. And I won't say which company, but one of the big companies in the States, he said, come and try my pea protein. It's really good. We tried it. I said, it's okay. Come and try my one. And he came across and he tried it and he said, your one's way better. And he was blown away.
Well, at least he's honest. Yeah, exactly. That's a good thing.
Minimal ingredients, but the absolute highest quality stuff. We figure that in a protein powder, you don't need 1 million ingredients to try and make it taste good. You've just got to formulate it well. And what you really want is the highest protein content with a really good amino acid profile, and then keep it simple.
Yeah.
Just get the absolute highest quality within it.
And I think, like a lot of people say, the less ingredients, the better. You know what I mean? And it's like, if there's some shit on there that you can't pronounce, sometimes you got to wonder if you want to eat that.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's particularly true with protein. I think, at the end of the day, what we're trying to get there is protein. And the nice thing with that as well is no matter what type of diet you're following, if you've got a really high quality protein that's providing the base for your shake or your smoothie, then you add in what else you want. Whether you are better off on a higher carb diet or whether you're better off on a low carb diet, you can then add in what you need. And you can basically just build it up as you require it.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Or mix it up with the good green stuff, and you got a pretty good meal in itself.
Yeah, definitely. And so, talking about age, so would you say that there's like people who are too young to have these products? Like,
not really.
I actually forgot to ask that in the good green stuff as well. I forgot to ask that. So if we could like add that into this as well, it's like
I think the thing is that my point of view as a clinician is that with kids, we want to encourage them to eat well first.
For sure.
But part of that too is I think if you're eating well, your kids shouldn't be eating different kinds of foods. So what we often find is that parents mixing up a smoothie in the morning, they give their kids a little bit. And that's great because it's a good quality meal, it's just in a glass, right? And that's fine. And so with the good green stuff, it is recommended for kids 4 and over. We do actually have a kids formula as well, which is specifically for kids 4 to 8. So that's another option there. The protein, it's just protein. And that's the key thing for people to remember, that protein powders aren't magical. They're food. Yeah. Right? And so if a kid is having a good quality smoothie that has a little bit of protein in it, great. The thing to remember with kids is that they just need less than us. They're smaller. So
yeah, no, that makes definitely common sense right there, for sure.
That's something we've lost, isn't it? Common sense.
Yeah. I always say to all my stuff, I go, common sense, whoever named that is having the joke of the century, or a joke of the millennium, because common sense isn't so common,
No.
And so with the Nuzest, one thing that I can definitely tell you guys out there is I've tried a lot of natural proteins. I'm really into them. And definitely there's been some disgusting ones that I've tried. And this is the best tasting one that I've found. You know what I mean? And you guys have done an awesome job with the flavoring profile. And I think, definitely like world leaders when it comes to pea protein, and or in the whole natural, I've tried rice, everything is soy, and definitely this takes the cake when it comes to it. Yeah. One other question when it comes to just general one is pregnant women, or lactating. Is that okay for them to be taking these products?
Yeah, as a general, yes. But whenever someone is pregnant or lactating, we always recommend that they see their health practitioner. So, talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist, talk to your naturopath. Make sure if you're talking to a nutritionist or naturopath that they're registered and properly qualified. Yeah. But outside of that, good green stuff, is that safe as a multi during pregnancy? Yeah. In my opinion, absolutely. And like I said, with the protein, because it's just protein, it's going to help support body really. If you're taking that during pregnancy or lactating. So it's not that you would want to add in extra and displace other good nutrients, but hey, protein's the base of a meal. So you're building up a good smoothie and drinking that, it's going to be a really good addition to the diet.
And funnily enough, we do get asked that question a lot.
It's likewise.
It definitely comes through the emails and people coming in store.
And that's where I think, where people have are in that particular position, they're pregnant, they're breastfeeding, they want to make sure they're getting the absolute best quality ingredients. You want to make sure what you're doing is safest for you and baby, and that's where it's really important to seek out those high quality products, I think.
Cool. And I suppose, is there anything you want to wrap this up? Anything else you want to add and tell people out there about clean, lean protein?
I think we covered most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I'm biased, but I think it's the best tasting, highest quality vegetable protein on the market. It's equally high quality as whey and all those other things. So it's a really good option. I think one thing that anyone could do is just give it a try. Give different proteins a try and see what works best for you. And I think that's what surprises a lot of people is they didn't necessarily realise that maybe what they're using isn't working as well for them as something else. So mix it up and give it a crack.
That's wise words, Cliff. Absolutely. And so everyone out there, I definitely encourage you to give this a try. And also get behind a great New Zealand business, a real success story. So thank you very much for your time, Cliff.
It's even on the jar.
Yeah. Thanks again, Cliff. And man, you're the man.
Thanks,
excellent, man. Cheers. And thanks for watching, everyone.